Cinnamon the capybara loved her home at Zoo. She had her family there, she had a big space to roam. But one day, something startled Cinnamon. A loud noise. It was a mower. Cinnamon got spooked. She saw an open gate. This was her chance. Cinnamon made a run for it. She was free. Cinnamon found herself in the woods. It was a new world. There were so many trees. Cinnamon saw ponds, too. She loved to swim. This was an adventure. Cinnamon was living her best life. Back at the zoo, everyone was worried. Where did Cinnamon go? The zookeepers searched everywhere. They wanted her back safe and sound. They knew Cinnamon needed their care. The zookeepers hoped for the best. They knew Cinnamon was a survivor. She was smart and resourceful. But they also knew the dangers of the wild. They had to find her fast. The search for Cinnamon was on. People looked everywhere for the missing capybara. They checked the woods. They searched near the ponds. Everyone wanted to find her. Becky Dorrell wanted to help. She was a part owner of the zoo. Becky knew Cinnamon needed to come home. She searched high and low. Becky wouldn't give up. One day Becky saw something. A power line had fallen. It knocked down some trees. This made a clearing in the woods. Becky looked closer. She saw a pond. And there, in the reeds, was Cinnamon. Becky was so happy. She called the zookeepers right away. They rushed over to help. Everyone was so relieved. Cinnamon was safe. The zookeepers had a plan. They needed to get Cinnamon back to her enclosure, but they had to be careful. They didn't want to scare her. Slowly, they guided Cinnamon toward a cage. They used gentle voices. They offered her treats. Cinnamon was a little hesitant at first, but she eventually went into the cage. Back at the zoo, Cinnamon's family was waiting. They had missed her so much. When Cinnamon saw them, she ran to their side. It was a heartwarming reunion. The zookeepers were overjoyed. Cinnamon was home, but they weren't done yet. They needed to make sure she was healthy. Cinnamon needed a checkup from the zoo vet. Safety first at Zoo. The vet gave Cinnamon a clean bill of health. She was happy and healthy. The zookeepers were relieved. Now they needed to make sure this never happened again. The zookeepers had a meeting. They talked about Cinnamon's escape. How did it happen? They needed to prevent it from happening again. The zookeepers made some changes. They fixed the gate that Cinnamon escaped from. They added more locks. They made sure all the animals' enclosures were secure. The zookeepers also talked about the mower. They decided to be more careful when using it. They didn't want to scare the animals again. Zoo was now a safer place for all the animals. Cinnamon could relax and enjoy her home. The zookeepers were happy too. They learned from their mistakes. Cinnamon captivates the world. Cinnamon's story spread quickly. People all over the world heard about her adventure. They were amazed by her bravery. They were happy she was home safe. Newspapers wrote articles about Cinnamon. She was on TV too. Everyone was talking about the capybara who escaped from the zoo. Cinnamon was a star. People sent letters and drawings to the zoo. They wanted to know how Cinnamon was doing. They wanted to share their love for her. Cinnamon's story touched people's hearts. It reminded them of the importance of animals. It showed them that even small creatures can have big adventures. Lessons learned from a capybara's adventure. Cinnamon's great escape was a learning experience for everyone. It taught us about the importance of animal safety. It showed us how much we care about animals. The zookeepers at Zoo learned a valuable lesson too. They learned that even a small mistake can have big consequences. They promised to always put the animal's safety first. Cinnamon's story also reminded us of the wild side of nature. Even though we keep animals in zoos, they still have their natural instincts. We must respect that. Cinnamon's adventure was a reminder that we share this planet with amazing creatures. We must protect them and their habitats. We must learn to live in harmony with nature.